That's silly. Uh-oh. So, David marries Saul's daughter. But when he heard this, David said, I am too poor and insignificant to marry the king's daughter. The servant reported this to Saul, and he said, Tell David that the king does not wish for any dowry, only the death of 100 Philistines, to be avenged of the king's enemies. When David heard this, he was pleased, for he wanted very much to be the king's son-in-law. So he went forth with his men and slew 200 Philistines. And Saul gave him Michal as his wife. But Saul saw and knew that the Lord was with David, and that Michal loved him. And he was still more afraid of David, and still more his enemy. And Saul spoke to Jonathan his son and to all his servants, and ordered them to kill David. But Jonathan went to his friend and said, My father Saul is trying to kill you. So I beg of you to go and hide yourself tomorrow morning. I shall go out and stand beside my father in the field, where you are, and I will talk to him about you, and whatever I learn I shall tell you. The next day Jonathan talked to Saul, and as he had promised, and told him what a great and good man David was, and urged his father not to stain his hands with innocent blood. Saul listened to Jonathan's words and promised that David would not be slain. So Jonathan called David from his hiding place and brought him before Saul. And for a long time all was well. And when the Philistines went to war against David, fought against them, and slew many of them. But again Saul was possessed by an evil spirit, and sat with his javelin in his hand while David played the harp. Again he tried to kill David, and again David slipped out of the path of the javelin, and escaped from the palace. Saul sent messengers to his house to watch and slay him in the morning. And Michal, David's wife, said to her husband, If you do not get away tonight, tomorrow you will be killed. So Michal and David went down through a window, and then he made up a bed to look as though David were lying asleep in it. And Saul sent his messengers to take David. She said, He is ill. But Saul sent the messengers back to see David, saying, Bring him up to me in his bed, and I shall slay him. When the messengers came in, they saw that there was no one in the bed. Saul said to Michal, Why have you deceived me and helped my enemy to escape? Michal answered, He said to me, Let me escape, otherwise I shall kill you. When David fled, he took refuge with Samuel at Naioth in Ramah. Next one will be David and Jonathan. Saul's jealous of David, huh? So you can see that the Most High is working with David